Fixxx on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
What's goody? We're bringing it back. Cray OC, representing Orange County. Make sure you all go check him out and go check out his latest EP called Crazo. Right now with me, I have our second guest. His name is Sheldon Bailey. He is a TV star, a gamer, video gamer, a humanitarian.
No, not a video gamer. I'm in video games. I'm a
video gamer. You still a part of the whole video game
I
flow.
am part of the video game movement. Yeah.
That's dope.
You hooping again too, right?
I've been getting a little more serious, man. I've been out there balling, man.
I remember the last time we talked, you was like, "I don't know my knees," but now you back. I
feel pretty good, man. They
Nigga
got me
got
out
a
there.
check coming. That's what happened. Them knees get better. The check, the numbers start coming in.
Take some vibranium, nigga, right back on the court.
Hell, you can buy some vibranium. You buy a new knee. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, man. We had a couple good celebrity games and some high level pickup games, man. So I've been performing well. So it's good. And it's also part of my NBA 2K character.
Yeah.
The video game. I got this character called ATM.
Okay.
ATM is super popular, and it's weird, man, because we started to like bridge like the virtual reality, like this character in the video game, and like me really balling like in real life. So that's why I kind of been like more strapped lately.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's really dope because I've always been curious of how they do that whole process. You know, what do you all have to put on, and just tell me basically, give me like a behind the scenes feeling of what it's like.
Well, we get there. We got to put the suit on. It's a body fitting suit or whatever.
Is that shit hidden? Is it heated? Is it warm?
No,
is it?
it's like felt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. And it's just it's tight on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't wear clothes like that in general. You probably do more so.
Yeah, I do.
So it's got, and then it's got like the little reflective balls on there and whatnot. And then they got the facial recognition scan, so it tracks all your facial movements. And you got dots. They paint dots on your face so it really can pinpoint how your face moves. So that camera like follows you, mic'd up. But then it's in the virtual world. So basically, it's just empty space. You know what I'm saying? And so we act like we're in somewhere, and then they go back in the computer and they animate everything. So like if there's a couch, like basically it's just gonna be like some wood that they put there, like a couch. But then they're gonna go back and reanimate it. And everything is tracked with like 160 like high definition cameras.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
That's dope.
And you are you still doing like double work for LeBron?
Sometimes. The last thing I did, we did the big Nike. We always do like at least one big Nike campaign every year, and so I worked on that one. That was probably like whenever he first kind of got to LA. Because I haven't really seen him since then, though.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. What about you still doing the stuff with Nickelodeon too?
That's still airing. We got 10 episodes to air. Production is done, but we got 10 more episodes to go, and reruns every day. You can watch Game Shakers every day.
So you being so busy, do you get a lot of time to sit back and watch TV, that type of stuff?
I don't watch as much TV as probably I would like. I watch movies though at night. You know what I'm saying?
So you get to see none of the surviving R. Kelly stuff.
Man, yo,
everybody on that.
Man, so I was back home for the holidays, and I seen that, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. I was like, I gotta tune in. I don't even watch it. Wasn't Ayana?
Oh, Ayana Von Zant?
Yeah, I don't really watch a show, but I was like, yo, that's wild that they did that.
Because the last time you came here was when Bill Cosby had the heat on him. Now it's R. Kelly, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they not going to let R. Kelly slide, man.
I'm trying to tell my boy right here.
I didn't see it. I was occupied. I'm like trying to, I'm just listening to the nigga on the radio. I don't fuck with him doing his dick, bro. Fuck that nigga with his cock.
It looked bad, though, because they got the girl like crying. I can't do this. I got to go.
Yeah, it was a trip because one chick was crying on shit when she wasn't even in the picture no more. It was shit like 5 years later. I'm like, what the fuck you crying for? You was way out the picture. You crying for other motherfuckers and shit.
I was like, Ayana and Oprah is wild for that one. They wild for that one. But you know
probably owe them money. Something going down. Something going. Oprah behind it now? Oh, shit. That nigga might be going to jail.
Well, you know, Oprah and her is tight. You know what I'm saying?
I heard they kind of salty because they wasn't in that Ignition video. Oprah and Ayana.
Hey, look, Oprah couldn't get Bill out of trouble. Oprah couldn't get Bill out of trouble.
Saying, nobody could get that nigga out of trouble.
Wow,
is Bill in the Bing?
Yeah, Bill banged up.
He in the
Man,
bang, ain't
his
he?
first
Heard
hit-
somebody
crazy.
smacked him with a
Yeah,
pack of chicken
somebody
or some
smacked-
shit.
That nigga got hit with a hamburger patty. His first day locked
That's
up.
fucked up. You go
Yeah.
ahead.
Y'all telling me, y'all joking, or y'all serious?
Nah,
That's
dead
real.
No,
ass
we're
serious.
serious. We're
Dead ass
serious.
serious.
I heard he in there washing niggas'
Y'all
drawers.
start Bill out, man. Start Bill out, man.
He didn't get
No.
no Jello jigglers in that motherfucker.
Oh,
no
he getting
pudding
his jello.
pops,
That nigga getting his
He
jello
is the
jiggle.
Jello jiggle, man. He is the
He
Jello
up there
jiggle,
doing some
man.
type of jiggling. He jingling, baby.
Man, pudding pops.
Hell
Man.
yeah. I think R. Kelly's smart enough to be like, oh, no, you
Man.
know who the smart nigga? Russell Simmons, yo.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't even peep what he did.
He
that
done that
nigga-
shit real smooth.
That nigga sold everything and then dipped to Thailand.
He
where,
still
where-
out
where
there?
he can't get extradited.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga sold everything. Stepped down from Def Comedy Jam, all that shit. Def, whatever the joint he
Yeah,
had.
he sold
Digital
that,
or
he
something?
sold-
all
yeah,
that. He
sold
in
it.
Thailand with my ties and shit.
Man, but
Wow.
I feel like that's kind of tough, man, to like retroactively charge people for things that were done like, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago without much proof or
Thank
any
you.
proof at all. You know, so I mean, it's tough, man. Like Russell Simmons, I'm pretty sure is a lot different person today than he was whenever
Yeah.
he was coming up, you know, with the record label and all that different stuff. So I don't know, man. I think
Especially
that's
Bill
kind of tough
Cosby
to do
too,
that.
though. You know.
Yeah, but
They
Bill's
caught up
shit
with
was
his old- yeah, that was
something
fucked up,
different,
though. Yeah,
Bill was
yeah,
dropping all the
yeah,
pills.
yeah, he's
It was-
there. He
But you
fucked
gotta
up,
take
yeah.
that era into consideration. A lot of that pill dropping and popping was going down in that era. Not to say it was right, but a lot of that was going on at that time. That was like a common thing.
Still got that nigga.
Yeah, but R.
It's
Kelly,
gone.
nigga, that's never common. You know
Right.
what I'm
I
saying?
don't think R. Kelly gonna go to jail, yo.
He might not, but nigga,
I think he know them people. I think he know the people, and he probably laughing like,
that
all
nigga
right.
know the lollipop guilds or something, nigga. That
Hey, he
nigga-
probably did something strange for some change. to keep his ass about the bing. You never know.
Well, the
Hey.
thing is, really,
They
it's
ain't
about
got
the
'em yet.
testimonies, though. It's about the testimonies. Bill had a lot of people lined up to testify against him, man.
Yeah, he had
Right.
hella women come out.
Yeah.
Well, they trying to say with
Oh,
the
he
R.
had women.
They trying to say with the R. Kelly thing that the reason why his shit ain't on the same level is because everybody's black. So they like trying to say, you know, because it's black women, the media don't really care as much. Because with the Bill Cosby shit,
Yeah,
it was all
women.
white
Yeah,
women.
yeah,
So there's really no push for it.
yeah.
So I think that was one of the main things that they're trying to focus on with the documentary. But at the end of the day, the shit is just wrong, man.
It's fuck. Listen, it says a lot about R. Kelly, right?
Mhm.
But it also says a lot about the parenting, and that's what motherfuckers ain't really tripping on.
Yeah.
Like, you let your 13-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid hang out with this fucking 45-year-old nigga.
Yeah.
What that say about your parents?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all
It's a
bad.
parent issue with that one.
Now,
Good luck.
The Lakers are currently on a 4 to 5 game losing streak, man. We may need to sign you.
Yo,
Is LeBron back or yet? Or no?
yo.
No.
He ain't back yet?
We might need to sign you
I
to
feel
help a
pretty
nigga
good.
out.
I really do feel good, man. I definitely could get some reps up with the Lake Show. I had an opportunity to meet Jeannie Buss.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And I feel like we should make that happen.
Yeah, man. You
Man.
think you could run with the what's it, the Defenders, or is it a
Yeah,
different
no,
name now?
I definitely
Well,
could
that's the
play
LA
for the
team?
Defenders.
Yeah.
I played at that level. When I first came out of school, like I played minor league basketball. I did all that. I was just in the G. I did an event for the G League, the Greensboro Swarm.
Okay.
For 2K and stuff. And so I mean, I see the level of play. Definitely can get
Yeah.
down.
What do you feel is the difference between the G League and the NBA, like skill level wise?
Well, obviously the best players
Yeah.
in the league, but there are some G League players. One of the things, opportunity.
Okay.
Some of these guys, opportunity just ain't got the opportunity. Some guys go back and forth. So really, I think opportunity, man, that's like the main thing.
Yeah, because I know last season the Lakers picked up a guy that was kind of older in age.
Yeah.
He played like the last 2 games and he was balling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was like
He
37.
got
was 37
he
year
got his
old.
NBA.
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, he got his
Put that
little.
nigga right back in the other league.
Yeah,
though.
he put that nigga right
They
back.
gave that nigga one shot. He came
Starch
through.
this shit right up, nigga. Get your ass
he
back.
did come through.
Yeah, man. He was like a 37-year-old rookie.
Yeah,
Or
balling.
something like that. I think that's
Yeah.
super dope. And that the G League is giving guys opportunities like that. That's
What
what
about
I'm
the
saying.
cash though? The G League paycheck.
how's
How was
that?
that?
It's better now, but that's one of the reasons why I
Niggas
like
wasn't fucking
wasn't
with
because it wasn't we was all going overseas because you
Yeah,
could go overseas
to
and
get
get
the
way
big-
more
bigger
money.
bag, yeah.
Like the joint was, I think they was giving guys like $3,000 $3,000 a month.
Yeah,
and
I know. I
then,
heard. I was like,
you
woo.
could, and then you could get cut any day. Cause like, let's say somebody get hurt on the Lakers, they drop down, they take your spot, and all you was getting like was, you know what I'm saying, 3 bands a month.
Oh,
It's
that's,
like
that's
tough,
regular
man.
job
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
They ain't got no
exactly.
bitches. So ain't no bitches over there. I ain't gonna hold you. I know a shorty that was fucking with an NBA nigga,
Yeah.
and then he got dropped down to the D League, and she stopped fucking with that nigga.
Damn.
Wow.
It be like that, yo. It's
Damn.
crazy.
She not a writer.
But is that
They
the
got-
Gatorade League?
They got 2-way contracts now
Yeah,
too
they
though.
do.
So you got guys that's like, man, I think the 2-way
and forth,
contract
right?
is probably like about like 200,000 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's a good
And then
start, yeah.
I think when Gatorade got with them, I think the money went from like 3,000 to like 7,500 a month. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's
That's
feasible.
way better than 3,000.
They're making a lot of
yeah.
money. They got the D League, the G League,
Mhm.
and NBA, and the WNBA, right?
Yep,
So
So the WNBA check is
and then
horrible.
and then the junior NBA too, right?
Yeah, they do got
Yeah,
that for the kids.
so-
Yeah,
Oh, they got a
you know.
junior.
I
NBA?
didn't even know that.
Mhm.
Me neither. I didn't know that
Mhm.
shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
talk about your humanitarian work. I know you work with youth and with basketball and everything. So talk about that.
Yeah, well, I always been like a youth mentor pretty much since I was like 16. I was like a standout high school basketball player, so I always like spend extra time with kids and just help inspire them and like kind of help keep them on the right track or whatnot. I work with the Salvation Army in the entertainment division. We got Extreme Unity. We fight childhood obesity in the inner city
Sick.
where they cut physical education funds.
Mhm.
Yeah, so and there's just various ones like I don't know, like Autism Speaks, like they reached out to me and we did some stuff with them. I'm definitely on this anti-bullying movement right now. So the Say No Bullying Festival, I participated in that. Buddha Bullying, I rock with them. So just various like organizations, man. I just like give my time and energy to,
That's
man,
dope.
just to
Yeah.
keep things positive.
That's really dope because I think we need more people like you doing that.
Yeah.
People setting an example. Did you have someone when you were younger, when you were shooting for the dream of playing basketball? Which I don't know if ever since you were younger that's what you want to do was play basketball. But who was there for you to really inspire you and motivate you to make you feel elevated?
Yeah, so that's one of the things, man. I'm from this place called Fayetteville, North Carolina, and growing up out the same place as J. Cole,
Yeah,
growing
J.
out in the
Cole.
Ville, like we didn't have anybody that did anything. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be on TV, I wanted to play basketball and all this stuff, but I didn't know anybody. I didn't never touch or, you know what I'm saying, meet anybody that did. So I was like, I'm gonna make it, and when I do, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make sure the kids that can rock with me. I go and I speak to schools back home. You know, I want people to know that these things are tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just a dude on TV. I'm a real life dude, and I'm from the same area, same place y'all from. But it really came from my family. My grandmother was like heavy in the church, but she was just like really charitable. Like, she used to take me to the old folks' homes when I was like a kid. Whenever she would like help people at the old folks' homes, like I hated it, like because it was like smelly in there. It was, you know what I'm saying?
The hospital
But,
Smell
and
like a
old folks' home.
hospital,
it
right?
was, man,
Right.
but it was
Smell
like,
like
that
icy
smell.
hot.
It's like
Yeah.
that old,
I hate that
old,
smell.
that
Ben
old
Gay.
smell. Just all that shit at one. And somebody farted. I was
Right.
like,
Hot
damn.
dog water.
Why they got it? Why it
You
smell
motherfuckers in here farting and shit. Old ass old farts too.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
So, but she used to go out there and do all that because people didn't want to do it. And,
Yeah.
my grandma ain't really had no money or nothing like that, man. But she had time and energy, and she used to spend it helping people. And
That's
so
good.
that
That's
was
dope.
like that was my foundation. And so
love
with
that.
that, like I couldn't never, I couldn't leave that.
That's what's up.
So what we're gonna do is take a quick break, and we're gonna wrap up this hour of the Fixx. To hear the rest of this, you're gonna have to go download the Fixx app, and we're gonna come back with Sheldon. I want to ask him what his take is on current NBA fashion, because I be seeing niggas wearing some weird shit.
It's getting
man.
wild out here,
You know
ain't
what I'm
it?
saying?
And
So
not only that,
better
though,
than it looked
listen,
before, though.
we didn't even touch on his music. He's a rapper, too.
We're going to get
so.
on all that. So make sure you download the app. That's the Fixx app. Make sure you follow me on social media under I am J Wealth. Follow Codigo Red.
At Codigo_Red.
And then follow Stevie under Stevie Williams. Make sure you check out DGK.com and WealthyLifestyleClothing.com. What we're going to do is take a quick break. And like I said, go ahead and download that app. You listen to the Fixx on Dash Talk X.
So we still have Shell here chopping it up with us. And, I was sitting here and I couldn't help but notice those kicks you have on. I've never seen them, first of all. And second of all, they have my favorite color in them, red.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to peep and see what shoes those are.
Yeah, I got these Q4s on. So hold on one second. Matter of fact, can we do this properly? I got these Q4s on. Yeah, I just did a brand ambassador deal. My bad.
It's good.
Yeah, I just did a brand ambassador deal with Q4. Q4 Sports is an up and coming sports company. They like to consider themselves, I guess, the first tech shoe company. It's a lot of tech involved in what they got going on. The guy Quentin, Q4 stands for Four Quarter Sports, but also Quentin is the main designer and originator of Q4. They've been signing guys up, signing NBA guys up, signing guys up in China because one of the main markets they in is China. And brand ambassadors like myself to, get the word out there, promote the deal. So it's cool, man. They got a lot of fresh designs. We have input in, some of the shoe designs as well. And they doing like a lot of funky different stuff like coming out. It's cool.
I like that you actually came in with a shoe that looked like somebody could wear it. Cause I've had people come in here with some shit, boy.
And get that shit right back.
That's some OG.
Some fucking platinum shoes. I'm like, nigga, nobody's wearing them shit. You know what I'm saying?
Except for that nigga.
You gotta wear some dark shades to wear them motherfuckers.
Man.
Like, for real.
You gotta wear them motherfuckers in the house.
Hell yeah. Said to take out the trash and shit.
Something.
So, go ahead, Codigo. My bad.
I know, I'm cramping your style, but I want to know what makes that shoe different than any other basketball shoe that you've worn.
I feel like the style. They got some unique styles. This one is pretty cool. The other ones that I was rocking before these, like super dope. I got a lot of comments on them. You can just see the creativity in them. They seem to catch people's attention. The shoe feels good. It's a nice quality. So like a lot of times if it's not like a Nike or Adidas or something like that, people are kind of like skeptical about the quality of the shoe, but this is like a really dope shoe as far as quality is concerned as well. But then as far as like what makes Q4 Sports like unique is really like their way of promoting. It's not like necessarily like the traditional way of like how people are going about like promoting shoes. They really using social media. They really using the influence of internet and things like that to get the shoes out there and sell the kicks.
And you said you got an exclusive deal with them too?
Yeah. So I have a brand ambassador deal with them. Mine is like
our pair.
Hey, I'm locked.
Lace me up.
Yeah.
I'm straight. But yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, good, man.
Yeah.
Get the check.
Is this
Get the check.
Are you skateboarder?
Yeah,
Stevie?
skateboard nigga.
Skateboarder Stevie Williams. Because you said Stevie Williams. I was like, I only know one Stevie Williams, and that's the legendary skateboarder.
The one and only.
Yeah, that's
The
what's
nigga
up,
with
man.
the jokes, cuz.
CGK's finest.
That's what's up.
But you ain't gonna tiptoe out of that. Well, where's the nigga shoe? You know what I'm saying?
Man, we can work something out.
All right. You know, your boy been here for a minute. Size 12, Codigo,
Size
y'all got
10
me
women.
back now. Y'all got me back, so we
man.
definitely can hook something
Cross
up.
somebody up.
Right.
Codigo want some too.
Yeah,
I do,
She like the red, so we
Run off on these niggas. So I can run off on these niggas.
You say you gonna run up on some niggas.
No, run off. Run off.
Run off with a nigga.
No, run away. Run off.
Hey, Codigo.
Run away
away
from a
with some
nigga.
We gonna get you some
okay.
Heelys then, so you can just slide
Skate
out
off
on them
with some
motherfuckers.
niggas,
Skate on them motherfuckers.
Hey, they gonna be on it.
Yeah, Heelys is all
Trailing.
good until you hit a rock or a crack. Rap.
Yeah, for real. Or don't know how to use them motherfuckers. Them Jones is you gotta
You can
know.
accidentally
Them shits
break
is
on it.
deadly.
You can accidentally
Shits might be
break.
deadly.
Yeah, you can fuck yourself up. Actually, it's your kid. You be like, gotta pick that nigga up off the ground. Like, gotta teach him how to use the Heelys, like riding a bike and shit.
Yeah, you gotta have health insurance with them joints.
Yeah, you can't just put them Jones on and just go.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta like learn how to skate with them motherfuckers.
Cause you gotta be on your heels.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
like
man.
it just might not work out that good.
So speaking of fashion, what is your current take on the NBA fashion? I see a lot of players looking like they get dressed in the dark with
It's
their
good.
eyes closed.
That shit
you
nice
know?
though. I like it. Yo. I ain't gonna front.
Russell Westbrook be looking hella.
No, he fly, yo. He fly.
He's gotten better,
He
man.
got better. Yo.
He's
But
gotten
Russell-
better, yeah.
Hey, you
He
better
used
go
to
look
be
at 90. You better go
super
look
out
at
there.
97, 98, 99,
Oh,
early
learn how to
2000.
baggy shit.
Them niggas came out in some old disrespectful shit. Well, we thought it looked cool though, but if you look at it now, them niggas is looking goofy.
Yeah, but these
as shit,
niggas is flooding now. You can see niggas ashy ankles, everything. This shit
they got
looks
bread
crazy.
though, so all of that shit they be wearing,
Man,
that shit
I'm a
costs
nigga
money.
that don't got no money like that, so I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Man, it's a lot of
You know what I'm
stylists
saying?
out here like just raping like the game with.
Hey, they got the
just
money.
They just throwing
Yeah.
all kind of stuff on cats sometimes, not
Hell
just
yeah.
like you know. I
Dwayne Wade
feel
look
like
fly, right?
for the most part. For the most
Dwayne
part,
Wade, that's still man.
he be
Nah.
pushing the
Nah.
limit sometimes.
Yeah, he be pushing the
LeBron's
limit,
last outfit was weird. Like I'm just like none of those colors match at all. Like I
Yeah,
mean, you know what I'm
man.
saying? It's like a
Hey,
fine
man,
line to
they
like
been
being
doing that
off
shit,
and
yo.
on.
Hey, Will Chamberlain, the motherfuckers used to come in with the chinchillas. and
Extra fly.
they
Yeah,
was
but that
doing
shit
it,
look
though.
fly.
70s was
But yeah,
fly.
that shit was
no,
fly.
the stuff, the gear that the NBA niggas got on now, yo, that shit's Barney's, Neiman's, Fred
Yeah,
Siegel.
but just
that
all
because
shit
the
it's
shit I
expensive
never
don't
gonna go
mean that it's you
I-
put
I-
it together.
it's just fly.
I want to see a
It is
nigga
fly.
come with a pro club on and a chain.
They not gonna let you
You
do that no
can't.
more.
They
yo.
can't,
you
but,
get
you,
fined.
but you can wear the shit they wear now.
You get fined.
Yeah, the shit they
Wow.
wear
But you
now
get
is
fined to
professional.
wear
Yeah.
a pro club?
Well,
Wow.
see, the
Yeah,
thing
you
is,
can't wear no white tee and no chain no more.
that was
No,
the
you
Allen
can't do
Iverson
that.
influence.
Yeah, but
That
that
was
shit
Allen
going
Iverson
on now,
influence.
man.
Damn, they had niggas out there looking like hoodlums though.
Man.
Now they actually look professional, right?
They do
I'd rather them look
professional.
professional
No.
than look like a bunch of thug niggas at the basketball
This
court.
is true.
Man.
I
Fuck
agree
all
with
that,
that.
That's true.
I
But
want my
some of
son
these-
looking like he going to work. I don't want my nigga looking like he about to go sell crack. bruh.
Some of them niggas look like
Fuck
they
all that.
own crack. The shit
It
they
don't
wearing.
matter, though. Them
Like
niggas
I
make
seen
a
a
lot
nigga
of
look
money.
like Pookie in New Jack City, and that motherfucker with American flag shirt on, walking in that shit.
Well, see,
It look
all them
hella-
niggas ain't got a stylist. I can't say that, but
Yeah.
the icon niggas with the bread that got the
Yeah.
money, like Carmelo Anthony.
I was about to say Mellow Fly.
Yeah, Mellow fly.
I ain't never
even
seen him wear no weird
LeBron
stuff.
be having some
Yeah.
dope shit too. Russell, he be fly. He be having that shit on.
I
Russell.
ain't feeling Russell Westbrook.
One time he had a shirt on, looked like his nigga titty was coming out. That's what I was like. Yeah, he went a little bit too far with the holes and the nipple coming out.
Yeah, Cass be
Yeah,
like
shit,
button the
yeah.
one button
Macho
right at
Man
the
Randy
name.
Savage shirt.
Right at the name, and then the rest is just.
Hey, that nigga Charles Barkley used to come out with the half top.
Oh
though.
yeah, he did have a crop top.
Yeah, crop. Yeah, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah. I want to see that nigga wear that shit now with that fat ass
What?
belly he got.
That nigga like he got a bra on or some shit.
Yeah.
A fucking
Sports
sports
bra.
bra.
But for the most part, I think it's pretty dope, man. But some of it is like a bit abstract for my taste. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, definitely, it's high end clothes. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? Like Cass is fresh. I mean, just really more about your personal style.
Yeah. You gotta have the confidence to wear that shit too, though. You know, the whole world watching. You walking down the aisle, and you got on some more other, suspect looking shit. That's what it really is. You
Them
don't know
niggas
if them
is
niggas
guilty.
is unisex.
They ain't suspect.
You know,
they guilty.
Nigga wearing female jeans. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know?
man. Niggas
But I know
wearing
some. I know.
blouses.
Listen, I know some skate niggas that shop wear female like jeans.
What?
It's weird because they want tight jeans and they want them to stretch, so they'll go and shop at the female.
Forever
jeans.
21?
I don't know if it'll be Forever 21, but
H&M.
Forever suspect.
it's like rock star shit though. It's weird, like rock
Forever
stars.
suspect. I
Rock
like
star
that.
shit. Rock stars. I mean, if you
Fuck.
making money and you got the attention of the world, like you gotta come through. You know what I'm saying? So I think they do be buying stylists and shit like that. I mean, it look way better than a bunch of drug dealing niggas on the court. That's how I look at it.
That's true. Stevie has a point.
Yeah, it was a lot of overpaid stylists. I feel
Yeah.
like that sometimes it's just throwing stuff out there, man. And one thing I don't really understand, like super tight jeans and then you sag just like
A little
just
bit
to
up.
put your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so weird. Like your whole legs is tight all the way, and then you just pull the shit just to have access to your buttons. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Niggas don't want to fart and rip them jeans. They gotta have that ass out.
Oh man, pause on that. But yeah.
What about your style, though? What's your style?
I got all kinds of styles.
I got mash styles.
Yeah, athletic styles. My suit and tie, hit these red carpets with the bow ties.
Ooh.
It just really depends. But you know what? That's one thing. Working with LeBron over the last 10 years and doing all the different styles and all the commercials, I've picked up a lot from his stylists. He had Rachel before, he got Brendan now, and I learned, man. I pay attention. You know, we've had like some really long fittings, and you know, I've taken home a lot of dope gear too, man. So. Barney's, Tom Ford, I don't know, just
They
a
got
long
some free
list of
Tom
different
Ford
stuff.
shit.
But that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
The NBA niggas, they get that shit now.
For free?
Well, I want to say for free,
They
but
working in their
I
budget.
remember when the NBA was cutting out all of that stuff, right? So a lot of my homies is stylists. So the NBA was hiring my homies to help the NBA niggas dress.
Okay.
And this was maybe like 10 years ago when they did it. And 10 years later, now they actually got it. You know, you got Tom Ford, you got all of these brands that'll fuck with a Russell Westbrook, a Dwayne Wade, a LeBron, because when they walking and they wearing it, like, you know, they can get that shit for free.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So they getting $1,000 sweatsuits, you know, $700 t-shirts, $1,000 jeans, like all this, they damn near getting that shit for free or for little to nothing. And they already got bread. So they just need to learn how to dress. And the top 10 players, they be coming in on that shit though, especially Christmas Day. You never know what you may see from one of these dudes, but they won't look like no thugs though.
I ain't seen a nigga wear nothing I would wear yet. They all got some suspect shit on, man. Like for real.
Watch
for real.
Melo though. Melo
Yeah,
pretty
they-
fly. Chris Paul's out.
Chris
Chris
Paul's
Paul
fly.
is dope
Yeah, he's
too.
fly.
Yeah,
I know his style is Courtney as well. Like
And Serge Ibaka too, yo. He be coming through with the drip, like yeah.
Serge is
You know
pretty
what's
fly.
happening?
Mhm.
These rappers are influencing these basketball players because you got a lot of rappers wearing these funny, interesting outfits, you know.
Yeah.
And
Well, listen, it's all about where you shopping at now. You want to be a fucking DTLR, like one of those type of niggas. You want to be a Zoomies type of nigga. You want to be a Macy's type of nigga. You want to be a Bloomingdale's type of nigga. Or you want to be a Bergdorf Goodman, Saks, Barney's, Atrium, Kith. Like, if you ain't really educated on the clothes, you just kind of stuck at shopping around your
Nigga, I'm
neighborhood.
a wealthy lifestyle clothing nigga. I created it.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
created it, nigga.
I mean, that's what the niggas should do. They should be spending their money
But
on
that's
their
the
own
thing, though.
clothing
It's-
line,
it's
and they're wearing
cool.
their shit when they come through.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, they
Be
not
your
trained
own
to think
walking
that way.
Rep it,
billboard.
yeah.
They trained to do.
Exactly.
They're not really
Yeah.
trained to be
But
creative.
you see
know?
all those
Innovate.
Tom Fords,
Yeah.
Balenciagas, all that fancy shit, that's nice. But you can still have a sense of how to put shit together. You feel me?
Telling
Like,
these niggas get
you can
dressed in
still
the
have
dark.
a, just because it's popular, you know, you
Yeah.
want to throw it on and want to make people feel like, ooh, I want to be like that, you
The
know, because you have all
Balenciaga
these
shoes
brands.
are
but-
trash. Them
Yeah,
shits
they're
is
trash.
trash.
And they uncomfortable too. Them
Oh,
shits
you got a
hella
pair of
stiff.
those?
Yeah, man. They
The
hella
sock
stiff,
ones-
Did you get them for
No.
free or you bought them?
No, I got them.
And they was a band.
You bought them?
Yeah.
I'm
was a
cutting your
band, right?
mic off,
Yeah.
nigga.
But the sock,
No, but see, hold on.
the
See,
sock ones are
listen,
dope.
bro. Look,
The Balenciaga sock
I'm gonna tell y'all
ones
this
are
because
dope.
it's a disconnect right here, a fashion disconnect. I got kids and my daughter loves the Balenciaga Jones, right?
Them
And
big ones?
She love them, but you got peep where the style is at now with the kids in the era that we in, and I mean my son is 12. That nigga don't fuck with no cheap shit. Like I just can't throw that nigga in some like, oh, take this tee. He like, nah, I want this one. Like
Well-
kids is like they know what they want now, and they want high fashion stuff because they are watching the rappers, they are watching their influencers, they are watching the NBA, they are watching the NFL, and they do want to be like them. And either they dress in like dry fit stuff, like how Nike got the game locked,
Yeah.
or you go into like Bloomingdale's, Barney's, Neiman's, Bergdorf, and the more money you want to make, like that shit costs money. Them Tom Ford sweatsuits, them shits might look whatever, but you walking with a good 1,200 on.
Yeah, but to me, a lot of that I feel like is your perspective, man, and what you value.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the time, like right now, like the things that we value in, like is a bit off. You know what I mean? I think there
Facts.
there needs to be a better balance. You know what I'm saying? You don't got like you can be fly and the shit don't have to cost a whole lot. So with me, I like to mix and match. You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
can.
Every time I might spend some change on something here and there. Might get some free stuff here and there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but I might hit that Nordstrom's rack hard too. You know what I'm saying? That clearance rack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Flipping through, but it's about how you put it together,
you gotta
and
put
it's
it together.
also
Yeah.
your confidence.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I be rocking some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And people might think that outfit is like 5 bands. You know what I'm saying? Because of how I present it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's just really that, but it's my perspective. That's how I want to rock it, and that's what it is. And so people put a lot too much, on tags and on names. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because before that name got popping, before Tom Ford was Tom Ford, like it was whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it
Yeah.
had to get value. It had to get value by people appreciating it or whatever. Somebody giving it that stamp, like boom, Tom Ford, you're now official. You
Yeah,
know
like
what I'm
Jay-Z
saying?
did. Jay-Z co-signed that?
Tom Ford was the main designer for Gucci.
Okay.
So everybody in the industry knew who Tom Ford was, and when he left Gucci, he started his own brand, Tom Ford. So he took everybody damn near. But Gucci didn't go away, but Tom Ford was created, and then he has his own legacy now. So it's like designers, influencers, and people that you know that really have the passion for what they want to do, and then people playing with the fabrics too. That's what a lot of people like. They're like, oh, the name this, but Gucci, the fabric is lit. Tom Ford fabric lit. Like the high name, high level, high fashion brands, they pride themselves on the fabric, let alone not the name.
The
But
details too.
yeah,
The quality.
the quality.
Details.
Yeah, that's what really shopping is about. If you're like an educated shopper, you're like, I like this brand because of X, Y, and Z. But the dumb shoppers, I like it because everybody want to wear Gucci. It's like, nah, you don't want to wear it because it's the name. And he don't know shit about quality, fashion. He just wanted to get some ass.
I grew up on Mervin's and indoor swap meet shit.
Wow.
Real shit.
I feel you.
Like on the real. That's what I grew up on. When I was coming up, every single mother was getting that Mervin's card. You know what I'm saying? Like from where I was from, that was something that was accessible to them. They was giving, even if the credit was fucked up, they was giving them that. And that's how niggas went back to school shopping, was in Mervin's. You seen a lot of niggas wearing them Nikes.
The same shit, yeah.
They wasn't the exclusive Nikes. You had a swoosh, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you had a swoosh.
On the
it
real.
wasn't a pro wing.
And you got the one pair of shoes for school, and you didn't get another pair until either Christmas or your birthday. Them motherfuckers had to last all year. I mean, kids nowadays, them niggas getting new shit fucking every month. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
I do know.
And growing up, I had like a real diverse like upbringing. Like my grandmother was like, you know, Section 8 housing in the projects, right? My father was an Army soldier, so he was like, you know, he wasn't cheap, but you know, he wasn't buying the latest J's. He was gonna make sure I had some fresh kicks, but it wasn't gonna be the latest, most expensive shit. Now my mom, like, she was gonna have me in Saks Fifth Avenue. She was gonna put me in the United Colors of Benetton, do all that stuff. So I had this like wide, diverse like upbringing whenever it comes to fashion, and I still like continue that. You know, we got some high end stuff, we got some whatever stuff. You just bring it together and just make shit look.
And don't forget the free shit.
Yeah,
and the free shit. I mean, I ain't gonna front.
I be
I'll try to
on
get as
set.
much free shit as possible.
I've seen.
I ain't no shame in my game. It's like, yo, you ain't gonna get it to me for free, my
I'm
nigga?
learning, nigga.
You expect
I'm
me to
watching
pay for
very
this?
closely. I'm
Yeah,
seeing this nigga.
I
How he
need-
moved last year. I'm
Yeah,
like, I gotta get on that.
I'm taking shit off the shelf. Like, I
Hell
can't get
yeah.
these.
Hey, closed mouths don't get fed.
Hey, one
Exactly.
time this nigga
Exactly.
made me feel hella dumb. I had just bought some glasses. Here come this nigga just took them shits. I'm like, damn. If I'd have waited 10 more minutes, nigga, I could have got my shit for
That's
free.
what I said. Hey, I took 2 of them motherfuckers. Matter of fact, I'm about to go get some more. I ain't in front though. But when you learn it, I mean, I want free shit from Barney's though.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta pay for that shit. I go to Neiman's, they not looking out for me. Maybe a discount, like, but nah, they not.
When I double for LeBron, though, I ask, and for the most part, they've been pretty good. And sometimes, like, they like really bless me, and I be like, yo, I gotta leave ASAP before they ask for this shit back.
No, they gotta do that, yo. They
I'm
got
trying to get to the shuttle.
Yeah.
Where's the van, man?
Nigga
I'm
fucking
like,
get robbed. Man.
well, these niggas take this shit back, man.
No, that's dope though, because it takes a lot of confidence to own what you're wearing and not care what other people think. Because even me myself, ever since I was a little girl, people thought that I was rich just because of the way I dress. But I come from a regular middle class family. You know, my mom just knows how to put things together. But when people see you rock that confidence, then they're not really worried about getting that big stuff. I mean, it would be nice. You know, who doesn't want a Louis and a Gucci and a like on stuff? You feel me? But
Codigo's 21 years old with an Audi, a Benz, and a BMW.
no, I don't have
She
a
comes to the
Benz.
studio with a new car every week.
Just
throwing that out there?
Look, I got in a car accident, you feel me? But I'm
She
here. I'm
rich on the
blessed.
low, huh?
Oh, no, she rich on the low. You know,
On
she
the
be letting
low.
niggas borrow money. You know.
Ooh,
Never.
borrow a couple dollars, nigga.
Never that.
You don't
Never
let a nigga borrow
that.
no bread? Nigga can't borrow no bread, though?
Stevie, you got more bread than me.
It
Let
don't
me
matter.
borrow a little
Hey,
something.
I might be tapped today. I might need some support from you. You feel me? I don't know. Shit.
No, but speaking on the confidence, you know, and I want to know, we haven't touched on this yet. How did you find that confidence to make that transition from being a basketball player to doing music?
I did. Well, I worked on it. And I knew I wanted to do it, and so I just kept putting in the work, honestly, until it, you know, made sense and it sounded good. And I didn't never really look at myself as just a basketball player. You know, sometimes people get caught up in that, like, oh, he's another basketball player trying to rap just because I'm 6'6". Like, but honestly, I never just looked at myself as just a hooper. And I always worked in these different aspects. Like even whenever I was a kid, like I knew I wanted to be an actor, I knew I wanted to play ball, and I knew I wanted to make music. And so I just continued to put in the work to do it. And so that's really where the confidence came from.
Can you freestyle?
A bit.
Little bit. Little bit.
Oh.
Let me ask you a question.
We want to hear.
Being from North Carolina, and when you came out here, like, cause some niggas, like, they'll make it to the league or make it overseas, and then that's all they know. You know what I mean? Like, and then some motherfuckers don't make it, and they wanted to make it, and then now they depressed for the rest of their life. They don't know how to pick themselves back up. They don't know how to go out there and get to the chicken off the talent. But being in Hollywood is easier, right? I mean, not saying easier, but I mean, like, he making bread, and he's 6'6", and he doing basketball, music. You doing pretty much whatever you want to do. You can't really do that everywhere except for here. And
more opportunity
in Hollywood, yeah. But if you a 6'6" nigga that went to the league and not in the league, and then you ain't doing nothing else, then you just out there.
Food for less. Bag.
How many of them?
Man,
it's a lot of those, right?
Honestly, yo,
it's a lot of those.
It's like, and it's not just basketball. It's like an epidemic of young men that played sports, put everything in sports, and they didn't develop no other type of skills or no other passions. And so whenever the ball stopped bouncing or whatever, like they stuck and they don't really know what to do. And because they love the freedom and the independence and the creativity that they had in sports, but now they're not sure what they want to do. They don't want to work for anybody. They don't want to do anything. Exactly.
I run into them niggas all the time.
They work. But the thing is, so they got work ethic from the sport. Some of them just were kind of blessed or whatever. But if you got what I've done, I helped transition guys. I probably helped transition like a good 12 basketball players into the entertainment industry.
You got to, yeah.
Because I noticed that they do have a certain level of charisma. They're usually in shape. They usually work hard. And so, like, with the proper coaching, I've helped be able to get guys into the entertainment industry. But it's millions of these dudes out here, man. Basketball, football,
look,
baseball.
My son ball, and I be at that nigga game. And I was like, this fucking didn't make it to the NBA nigga, don't get the fuck off the court trying to be a coach. Then I'm like, that's damn near, I won't say everybody's dad, but I started looking at my kids' teammates' dads and that whole industry. And it's a whole industry full of niggas that didn't make it to the league. And now they out there yelling at their son, yelling at the coach, on the court with the kids. I'm like, damn, bro, sit the fuck down and watch the game. Like, you didn't make it to the league, bro. Like, and with your dumb ass, your kid might not make it to the league either. Like,
I got a cousin like that.
Yeah.
Like that shit is crazy.
That's true. That's so true.
I talked to my son's coach about it, and it's the only thing he can do is shake his head. I'm like, damn, how you handle that? How you handle this nigga yelling at the kid and yelling at you and then trying to coach you because this nigga didn't make it to the league and he think he know everything. And that's hard. That's hard.
I got a cousin that's just like that. That
you know
nigga trying to live. He trying to live through.
You know what I mean about that?
Yeah, I do. I be yelling at my son sometimes, but from the
I do too. But I yell at him from an athletic point of like, nigga, step it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yo, you getting tired out there. Like yo, you lazy. Right? Like you know your kid, but it ain't like you yelling at the coach.
No.
Making the coach or motherfuckers feel like you know all about the game. Because you didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part I see. Like a lot of niggas can't handle that, huh?
Nah, they can't, man, and it's messed up. And honestly, it lead to depression and lead to substance abuse. And there's a lot of dudes out here lost. I got homies, man. Like these dudes was dope. Like like player of the year in North Carolina, and just wasn't able to like make it happen in college. You know what I'm saying? Now they out here on dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a homie. This dude was the player of the year in North Carolina whenever we came out of school. Went to East Carolina University. And last year, got shot 5 times, you know what I'm saying, in the wrong part of town, you know what I'm saying, trying to buy some stuff. And luckily he survived. The leg is shattered, got shot in the leg, got shot in the back of the head, got shot in the butt 3 times. And this nigga was balling when we was kids. Like crazy, but has had a hard time trying to figure it out. He tore his ACL in college, and after that, he ain't had a hard time trying to figure it out.
That's what I low key tell my son now. I'll be like, look, bro, you might not fucking make it to the league, my nigga.
Like, you gotta be.
You gotta be
special.
real.
It's like
You gotta be
nigga,
real
You gotta
with
be
them, too.
smart.
Well, you gotta develop passions for other things outside of sports. Everybody's like, oh, schoolwork. You know, people like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about it, but something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
something.
saying? Like, my son is a really good basketball player, right? He's a solid student, not a great student, solid, but he's a super dope artist. So, you know what? I make sure I spend some time and I make him paint. I make him take some time like, yo, nah, you gonna do some art. You gonna do these portraits. I'm gonna put you in some art classes here and there. So if this basketball shit don't work out for whatever reason, as dope as you are right now and as like connected as I am in the game, you got some art. You got some other things that you gonna be able to do that you like
Just in
and
case.
that you can make some money on and do something so you ain't just gonna be out here assed out. And I make sure I was like, yeah, you see Uncle Debo, you see how he got shot 5 times. You see this dude right here sleeping on the couch and that nigga was an NBA draft pick. Like, don't wind up like that.
That shit real, yo.
Yeah.
That's
Well, shit, let's get
too
into
real.
these hot topics because them motherfuckers is real too. So, Codigo, tell us what we got for these hot topics.
So, like I said before, you know, we got Wiz Khalifa mocking Busy Bone on Instagram.
Damn.
What's hilarious, I don't know if you all checked it out in the Shade Room. The Shade Room stay keeping me updated, you know, and it keeps me in the loop. But Wiz Khalifa basically went to social media because I guess Busy Bone and Lazy Bone been having problems with Migos.
Yeah. Offset.
Yeah, yeah, actually. And Busy Bone was on Instagram Live, and he put out a musket,
Oh yeah, and the cop showed up.
and then
on
the
that
cop
nigga.
showed up, and Wiz played that out, and it was just hilarious because Wiz is also a comedian. If you really look at him in his social media, he's not just a dope artist. He's actually really funny and really fucking cool, you know. But it was just funny to see Busy Bone, Bone Thugs and Harmony trying to, you know, come back in the spotlight.
That's
be
from a young
somewhat
nigga.
relevant
That is
still.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, though. I mean, I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, they grew up in what, Cleveland?
Yeah, yo, that's
and,
you know,
like,
they legendary.
they grew
yeah.
up, like,
Bone.
real
I think
hard.
Wiz know better. Than
I just
that,
think
though.
their approach to her shit right now is just not gonna pop. Like, this ain't 1990 something where you pull a gun out and do a live video and niggas gonna be like, oh shit. Especially when you pulling out some old shit from fucking, you know what I'm saying, from the fucking slave days.
But not only, but
a
Like, nigga,
two-shooter.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, dude?
But
Like,
not only that though, they
You gotta
even
release-
dropped
He ain't
tracks
really got
about
enough
it.
money. Niggas probably not got enough money to
Niggas
buy
need
the
gunpowder and shit. Hold
got a little
on, let me
cannon
load
and
my
shit.
shit.
oh, yeah, like, what are you doing, dude?
The niggas probably don't got enough money to buy that work though. Nigga can't buy
Shit.
no Draco. That shit
Oh.
costs a couple dollars. You know what I mean?
Right?
I
Or
need
Mac
Busy
11
Bone?
or
Come on, man.
I mean, I
That
don't know.
shit.
You may be able to buy a dirty Draco. But, you know what I mean?
Man, they sold a lot of records. I hope so.
could
You
you
gotta
all
think-
see
you gotta
them?
think though-
Could you all see
gotta
them
think
trying to
though,
come
they sold
back though?
records, but did they had a publishing?
Yeah,
know
like
what I mean?
could,
Like,
could
you
you all
never
see
know.
them coming back? Stevie, would you like to see Bone Thugs and Harmony come back?
They gotta be on
I
the
mean,
same
nah,
page.
I'm not even paying attention.
They gotta
I
be
don't
on the
get-
same page. They
Well,
be
they-
having a lot of internal issues.
Oh,
with each
see, I didn't
other.
even
Yeah.
realize they have a
Because when
lot
they
of
go on
internal
tour,
issues.
it's always one missing because there's some shit going
There's
on.
too many niggas.
Yeah.
Man,
Too
remember
many
they
It's like
bones,
6,
yo, too
7
many
of them
bones.
niggas.
Yeah,
It's
then
like
it
20 of them
it like spun off to like. But what was the other thing?
I had no. I
Bone-
stopped paying attention.
They had other like
The
bone
fuck?
groups, like
Yeah.
I
Mo
don't know.
Thugs,
Yeah,
it was
Mo
Mo
Thugs.
Thugs and
It
all
was
this
just-
I
other
just
couldn't
shit.
keep
two
up,
Mo
man.
Thugs,
They was
too.
dropping too many records. I didn't know what was
Yeah.
going on.
I just keep to the two that we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know the second one. I just know the
Crazy,
first.
lazy, busy, and then the other one. What was the other one?
Then the rest of them niggas.
Yeah.
the rest
I
of
seen
them,
them niggas in
etc.
concert
Wishbone,
like 2
wasn't
years
it?
ago.
Wishbone?
That nigga Lazy lived in my old building downtown. I used to see
Oh,
that
for
nigga all
real?
the time and shit. That
Damn.
nigga he had no words. Now, you know, niggas need words. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, I feel like Instagram gives the corniest, stupidest nigga an opinion. So
Yeah.
everybody think they got an opinion. So who is you to tell me I don't have my opinion on something?
Yeah. And then
Right?
nigga pulling out muskets, nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
It's
I
all
think
bad.
you
That's
need
what I
to.
said. Niggas might not be able to afford
reevaluate
the
some
Draco,
shit.
but they want to show something. You know what I mean? You know, 21 Savage, Migos, they got money. They
Yeah.
gonna show the newest, latest guns.
Nigga, the cop showed up to take that shit back to the museum.
And
nigga. We saw that
and 21
real.
Savage, they had a problem with 21 Savage and Migos,
Yeah, you
actually.
don't fuck with them, yo. You
Yeah,
don't
I
fuck
would
with
not
them
mess with
niggas,
21.
yo. I ain't even hold you. Yo.
He's
Yeah.
with
Oh,
it.
yeah,
He's
then
with the
he was doing
shits.
some
They
Yeah.
all with the shit.
Yeah.
You just gotta you just to stay out of Atlanta.
Like,
You gonna be beef with any niggas in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Don't go to Atlanta. because they will light you the fuck up.
Lights you
and
up.
even if it's not them, they got more than enough street trap support that you can get cleaned up just for even going at them. Because these kids really do love Migos, love this era, this trap era. And like you can get knocked off just for disrespecting, and they might not even know Migos, Quavo, or none of them. They just like them.
Yeah, that's what we're living in right now. It's crazy. Like you got back the fuck up off these little young niggas.
Hell yeah.
Pop
What do
at
you
your
think
helmet.
about
They
Chris
will.
Brown though? Chris Brown just dropped a new single called "Undecided" about like 2 days ago with the girl from Empire. What's her name? Soraya. Do you think Chris Brown is the king of R&B, or who do you think the king of R&B is?
The dude that we was talking about earlier,
The Pied Piper?
R. Kelly.
Told you. What'd I say?
Shit.
R. Kelly.
Stop it, man.
Shit.
You can't take
He
away.
is, man.
You can't take. Hold on. You can't
You
take.
just going straight music?
You can't take away R.
He
Kelly's
is.
music, yo. I don't give a fuck what you saying.
Nah, he been around since I was in elementary, and he's
Bruh.
still making shit. But
Ain't nobody got way more hits than R. Kelly. No matter what he did with his dick.
yeah.
Like, leave that
He
part
keep
alone.
it in his pants. That's what I'm
Chris Brown got this
She
era.
still fuck
but
R. Kelly.
You listen to R. Kelly?
I don't.
She don't get it.
No,
That's
I
before her
mean,
time.
no, I did listen to R. Kelly, but I don't listen to him no more.
Since what the thing came out? Since the
No,
the
I
documentary?
just I mean, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
Like
what was your first?
here and
What was your
there,
first R. Kelly song you heard?
The first R Ignition probably was like
see.
the first.
Oh,
one.
Just
yeah,
super
you
late.
gotta
You
go
was
way
mad.
back.
I
She don't
know,
get it. She
I
don't
know.
get it. She don't
Listen,
get it.
Look,
Look,
look, I done my
look,
research.
she.
No, but that's the thing.
Bump and grind don't even mean shit to her,
Hell yeah.
right? Bump
But
and
I-
grind don't mean shit to her.
I know
That was
all
like,
those
yeah,
songs,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like even when he had the, no one has been able to do what he did when he did the closet thing, and I pulling out my Beretta and
That was kind of corny.
that little skit.
That was corny R. Kelly.
It was
No,
a hit. You
I ain't
the-
never
the-
seen that shit.
Yeah, trapped in the
When
When
closet.
they,
Yeah,
when
I
they,
never seen
no,
that.
but when they made the extra
He
ones,
took it
it
too
was
far because
extra.
that come from him and Ron Isley's duet that they be doing. But we talking about R. Kelly when
Mr. Big.
he stole Aaron Hall style.
Yeah, that's that
Like
vibe I
that's
was saying.
back in the like that. You may not know about them Jones, and that
From
era's
Guy.
coming back.
Aaron
I
Hall
probably
from
don't.
Guy.
Yeah, and there's no one R&B artist, no matter what type of shit they did outside of the booth, that can top R. Kelly's catalog. My nigga, I ain't gonna hold you.
That's true though.
Not one. Not one.
Regardless of his actions, you know,
Yeah.
he
But
does.
But you want
Yeah.
to take him away from being the king because you're looking at him like,
I don't really.
Like-
I mean, I
like,
ain't in
you know what I
R&B
mean?
like that.
Yeah, neither
You know
one of
what I'm
them is
saying?
my favorite. I mean, I don't really listen to R. Kelly. I don't really listen to Chris Brown. If I'm listening to some smooth R&B, honestly, I'm probably gonna go with some Miguel. I'm gonna listen to some Anthony Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm more like on
Jagged
that
Edge
wave,
was lit.
man.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like I'm not.
12, old school, new school.
Do you like Drake?
Drake is cool. Drake is cool. But I mean, I'm not putting Drake like this. I don't play Drake. But if he's on, like I'm not like, oh, Drake is on. Like I vibe to it.
You don't
everybody
freak
listen
out.
to Drake. That's how some houses be though. Shh, Drake on, dog. Why you talking to her? Like my part about to come on. Shut up. Like damn, no, we talking.
What about Meek Mill?
Meek Mill is tight,
Hell
and
yeah.
I like. But I always felt like this probably last project like is the most well-rounded. I always
Yeah.
felt like he had dope joints, but didn't put the whole
He ain't had no
thing
message.
together.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ain't had no
You know
real
what I'm
message.
saying? Like you had those like 3 or 4 lit joints. They all kind of sounded the same, but they
Mm.
were super lit. And then after that, it would like be a drop off.
Yeah.
Like how many times he like they said balling like every verse. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I like Meek Mill. a
Yeah,
lot,
he rich.
bro.
He's dirty Philly nigga like me. So yeah, he's celebrating life. You feel me? Last album was dope, but I agree with you though. Some albums he had wasn't all the way put together, but this album he had a solid,
mixtape's always been hard,
solid
though.
message.
The mixtapes always been hard though.
Yeah,
But mixtapes though, you know what I'm
The
saying? 'Cause
Dream Chasers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right.
those
Yeah,
been
Dream
hard.
Chasers.
But
3.
the actual albums is like you said, it'd be a couple good
whatever.
ones and
Yeah.
then drop.
This is
off.
that one though. Like
Yeah.
this is the one that everybody can relate, and he got everybody that's hot on his album right now.
Mhm.
Future, LMA, 21 Savage,
Jay-Z.
Kodak Black, Jay-Z, Rick Ross.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like he
He
lit
has
with
everybody.
That, yeah, and he shitted on a lot of. So the Meek Mill album to me represents Meek coming into integrity,
Mhm.
and him actually having a stand and a message for some type of integrity
Yeah.
that comes after you learn how to go through money, deal with niggas, jewelry, cars, the life, ups and downs, trial and error, and to come out on top, you should have a message.
Yeah.
I agree. Because, Meek Mill and Drake made up, and just recently Chris Brown and Drake made up, because they had a little love triangle with Rihanna. So what do you think about two iconic people, two iconic rappers coming together and really squashing beef and setting that example for the youth coming up? Because the music is different.
I think it's really dope, man. We ain't got enough time out here on this earth to be out here beefing with people and doing all that. Unless somebody really, really came through and just did you wrong, did your family wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't got no time and space for that, man. Like, we really out here trying to elevate, man. We got too much drama, too much craziness out here, man. We being exploited by corporations on a regular basis, man. So, if we got some influence as some young people, some young black people, man, let's get this shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Drake putting money in niggas' pockets. Like, it's Chris Brown's best interest to fuck with Drake. If they want to make money, and like keep the culture controlled.
Yeah, click up, man.
Yeah, you gotta click up, yo.
Click up.
That's a huge financial move.
Yo. You gotta
control
click
your
up,
control your
because if
influence.
not, like, as you know, is that they play the divide and conquer, and they made as much money off of Drake and Chris Brown beefing. But if Chris Brown and Drake got together, how much money would they make together? Same thing with Meek. And I think Jay and all them niggas right now is kind of like having these little conversation with niggas. Like, look, you can be one of them niggas that have it and lose it, or you can be one of them niggas that have it and make a change. You know what I mean? You got to play the game to change the game. I think a lot of these niggas is really starting to understand, like, if I'm ever going to hit up that Forbes list, or if I'm ever going to be like a Jay-Z, I got to cut all 40 of these niggas off, and I got to start doing things the right way.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it that way, you will end up back on the block, like Meek said, niggas doing you dirty because you had it all, and now you don't.
I like unity, man. I like unity. I like togetherness. I like positivity.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's positive. That's what's up. We lose way too many young people anyways, man. So that's what's up. I think it should definitely, like, hopefully it has a trickle down effect in young people that's out here beefing in high school over like little shit. You know what I'm saying? You see, like, yo, Drake and Meek together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be cool too, man.
Yeah. You mentioned Miguel and you mentioned Anthony Hamilton. I love Anthony Hamilton. What do you think about John Legend?
John Legend got new music out.
No.
No, he's on that R. Kelly shit.
But he on the R. Kelly tape, and he actually said, because he went to Twitter and he was talking. We're gonna talk about
That nigga-
this
that nigga
surviving
wife put
R.
him up
Kelly
to that.
today. That's
His wife put him up today. You should be in the R.
He was
Kelly
on that R.
documentary.
Kelly shit,
Okay.
saying shit.
Okay.
He was dissing. He was in there dissing R.
Yeah.
Kelly.
He went to Twitter actually, and he said to everyone telling me how courageous I am for appearing on the dock. It didn't feel risky at all. I believe these women and don't give a fuck about protecting a serial child rapist. Easy decision.
Hey,
Like I said, divide and conquer. That's how I look at it. Of course, they gonna try to spill the beans, but they ain't spill Elvis Presley beans and all of that shit. Like, that's not really getting to everything.
Well,
when
they
it comes
talked
into
about it, but then they try to make it like they try to make it like it was nothing.
Because they not.
Yeah.
They gonna make it seem like he's the king, and they gonna snatch our king from us,
Well,
and they gonna
Elvis
have
shit
us.
is garbage anyway.
I feel like Chrissy run John Legend anyways.
It's not really
though.
about like. It's not really
Me
about.
too.
I feel
Look,
like she
Jay,
run them. Like, even
I
on
it's
can-
not
the
really
think
about
show,
like.
You can see it.
if she-
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they never gonna
Taking
give
us
us our
back.
king, my nigga. That's what I'm talking about. They never gonna give us our king. Like, the amount of shit that Elvis Presley did in his fucking career probably might not amount up to the same that R. Kelly did. But when we saying who our king is as African Americans or minorities, and we want to stand up for our king, they shooting him down.
Yeah.
No matter what he did. Like, we know R. Kelly's catalog is the shit. Now, his personal shit, hey, everybody got their personal shit,
Yeah.
right? But when your shit is like televised and everybody have an opinion, we start to lose our, we start shitting on our own crown.
Nigga, R. Kelly
And
is
that's how-
about to
that's-
send you
that's how-
autographs of all his albums. Nigga.
I don't give a fuck. I'll take a R. Kelly. Listen, I'll take a R. Kelly. I'll take a R. Kelly signed album for the culture, my nigga. I got a Michael Jackson signed album, nigga.
I wish I had
Michael
one.
Jackson wanted to meet me, and
For real?
everybody told me I was tripping. I was like, man, fuck y'all niggas. I'm finna go to meet Mike.
Did you
nigga.
meet him?
Yeah, and that nigga, I could bring one guest.
Being a son.
I brought my mom. I ain't had no
Oh,
kids
shit.
back then. I brought my mom.
How was it when you met him?
That shit was crazy.
Where'd you meet him at?
He drove us to well, I was in Canada and I got a random ass call like Michael Jackson want to meet you. I'm like, all right, whatever, my nigga. Hung up. They was like, yo, no, it's real. Like, you gotta leave. And I'm like, all right, I'll fly in tomorrow. They was like, no, you gotta leave right now if you want to meet Mike. I'm like, damn. So I left. I was in Canada, flew to LA. Told my mom, meet me at the airport. I could bring one person, and it was a black van that popped up, and 2 other skaters. My homie Chad Muska, my other homie Anthony Mosley. We all hopped into this black van, and they drove us out to Santa Barbara.
To Neverland Ranch.
Shit, doors opened up.
Oh shit.
They all greeted us like walking into the house, and next thing you know, we was chilling in his room. And nigga Mike popped in the room with the umbrella and the whole nine. Like,
wait, time out.
Inside?
Time out.
Inside the
Time
house.
Wait,
That was
wait.
crazy.
Hold on, nigga,
He
hold
popped
on.
in with the
You can't say
umbrella?
that like that's some normal shit. He walked in his room with an umbrella.
We was
nigga.
all chilling in the room talking like we can't believe we at Michael Jackson's house. This is before flat screens and everything. He had about 30 of them motherfuckers in the
This
crib.
nigga walked in the room with an umbrella.
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck, dude?
Listen, at the end of the day, that's Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we at his house.
So he wanted you like to show him like skating shit or what?
No, my mom asked him, he was like, well, she's like, I want to know why you wanted to meet my son. And Mike
Yeah.
was like, I only want to meet the best of the best.
Mm.
So after that, he gave us a tour of the whole house, showed us everything, introduced us to all his animals. We watched what movie did we watch? We watched Rush Hour.
Okay.
Like Rush Hour 1 in the movie
He was
theater.
laughing and shit?
Yeah, we was like it was
Michael Jackson was laughing?
Yeah, look, this was when
Why you shut that Michael Jackson
No,
laugh?
listen, I'm gonna tell you 2 dope stories. So we went to his room, like where he got all his memorabilia. We seen the glove, we seen the Moon Man, we seen everything. And my mom was like, "Oh, I remember when you first started singing," and she started singing the song, and then he started singing it with her. And
That's
it was like
hot.
she started crying, and she touched him, and he jumped, and then she jumped, and then they gave each other a hug. It was crazy. So I'm sitting like, you know, I appreciate what Michael Jackson did for the culture, let alone what he did for my mom for her emotions or whatever.
Yeah.
And everything that I've heard about the nigga, yeah, that shit got thrown out the window.
Well, I
my
never
nigga.
believed none of that shit.
I mean,
When
I said that to say,
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the nigga R. Kelly did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when we have our kings and they known to get shot down, it's like we just kind of going along with the dethroning of the crown.
I noticed that
On
you
some
said
personal
that
shit.
he
I ain't
wanted
even
to
gonna
meet
hold
you
you.
because you was one of the best of the best in what you do.
At that time, I didn't think I was the best of the
So
best.
if he was alive, he'd want to meet me because I'm one of the best of the best at this shit.
Hey.
And Codigo and, you know, Steve.
Yeah, you know, nigga like me. Yeah.
Nigga like me.
Yeah.
You
But,
know,
but I'm saying,
we ran
if
this
R.
shit up here.
Kelly was like, yo, if I had a chance to meet R. Kelly and he wanted to meet me, I'll still meet R. Kelly. If that nigga
Yeah.
gave me a signed album, I appreciate it because of what he did for the culture and how he meant in my life. Personally, that nigga could go to jail, whatever the case may be.
I don't think he will.
But for the culture, what he did, I would never dethrone any of our black kings, my nigga, at all. And if that is our king of R&B, I don't give a fuck what that nigga did. Like, that's our king.
We talking about the
Good or
music.
bad.
You know what I'm
Yeah, the
saying?
music,
We talking
yeah.
about R&B, like, that's music.
Mhm.
I ain't talking about nothing else.
Yep.
I'm just talking about straight music
Mm-hmm.
and influence.
And I respect both of you all's stances because you guys aren't being swayed at all. You know, you all are just standing firm and talking about R. Kelly really being the king of R&B, but what about the king of rap? And I know
That's
at one
Jay-Z,
point,
nigga, stop it.
of course,
Yeah.
of course,
It's like,
I can
Come
see
on,
how
man.
it's Jay-Z, but at one point people were saying Eminem
no, they wasn't.
was the king
No,
of
they
rap.
wasn't. They said he was the best rapper.
I think
Well,
Jay-Z, Jay-Z's always
He
been.
crazy.
After doing some readings,
All right.
you know, I see that some people thought that he was
That
like
Eminem, when,
that
when he
Eminem-
was hot.
when he was hot. You know, when he was hot, and I think that's why Gucci Man and him were kind of going at it at one point too.
Who? Gucci Man who?
And Eminem
Gucci Man and Eminem had beef.
About what?
Rap.
about who's the best.
Who's the best?
Gucci's not.
Gucci's definitely
Right.
not. I don't know where the fuck Gucci come
Hey
from.
man, you tearing down one of the
No,
black
we not.
trap
No, we
kings.
not.
Nah,
No,
I'm
we not.
fucking with
No,
you.
no, stop it. You know I'm a cultural nigga
I
though, so
know,
you
I'm
know at the end of the day,
fucking with
like we talking about skills, and we talking about influence.
Yeah.
and we talking
I
about
think Gucci has an influence on the current rap culture.
the
So
current
is he the
rappers.
father of
Yeah.
trap? Is he the father of trap?
No,
Nah,
T.I.
hell no.
is.
T.I.
You
was
want
the
to
first
say
one
that?
saying trap music
T.I.
and all
and
that.
Jeezy.
What's y'all about to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, they was the
Jeezy.
both.
But
They was
T.I.
the
came,
first one.
T.I. came out
Jeezy.
before T.I. came out before Jeezy.
Yeah, but wasn't he really? He wasn't
His
trap
first-
rapping like.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
his,
was,
his
yeah.
first album was
It's trap
called Trap
music.
Music.
It was trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I live in the A. Yeah,
Jeezy.
yeah. All them
Yeah,
niggas is
you right.
they. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then it's
it was
Jeezy.
T.I. and Jeezy.
Because Jeezy couldn't come out because he was doing all of that BMF shit with Meech and all of them.
He was out.
he was out, but he wasn't like
wasn't
popping. He
out.
wasn't popping like
Yeah, no,
T.I.
T.I. went to another level before.
T.I. had
did, for
Jay-Z.
sure. Yeah.
and he did the whole bring him out,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That was on the second album?
that was on the second album. But when see, listen, Hov will stamp you. That's why he's the king. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't go but so far, and then when Hov stamp you, then you like solidified.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
It's different though because T.I., even though he was talking about the trap, he was really rapping though. Like the nigga had bars. You know what I'm saying? Like this type of trap music, I feel like is more like Gucci Mane's era.
Influence.
It's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jeezy, Gucci Man, like
Because T.I.'s he's more lyrical.
lyrical, yeah.
Right? But he's just as much of a trap nigga as any of them niggas.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this quote unquote
Trap
trap sound
yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? I feel
I
like
would say-
Gucci is probably like
They
probably
do
Alright, so,
sound
look,
like
so,
him.
so y'all know So Icy?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
that song So
was
Icy.
Gucci and
Yeah, that's
Jeezy.
Gucci. That was Gucci and Jeezy.
Yeah.
And Jeezy and Gucci started beefing
Yup.
after that. And then Jeezy got Gucci. He tried to get Gucci killed and robbed for his chain. And then Gucci shot the nigga through the door. And he went to jail. So while he went to jail, Jeezy blew up. But everybody in the streets knew who Gucci was. And when Gucci got out, he kept hitting with those bangers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they all got the streets. They all real trappers, though.
Yeah.
They all really live the shit that they be rapping about.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the lyrical skills started at T.I. and it all kind of trickled down. Because, you
Yeah.
know, it's not really too lyrical out there no more.
This
It's-
particular era, I'd probably say Gucci is
Gucci for sure.
Gucci is the father of this
Of the trap shit?
era.
Yeah.
It went from crunk to trap.
Yeah.
And that's where we at.
like
today.
Gucci, 2 Chainz, Jeezy, T.I., Migos,
21 Savage.
21. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You heard about them niggas in Atlanta before 21 Savage. It's called Savage Gang.
Mm.
So it's like 40 of them niggas.
Yeah, they're deep.
Yeah, they deep, yo.
They're super
Yeah.
deep. And you know what? I'm actually looking forward to when we actually have more kings of our culture headlining concerts. Because, you know, we have Coachella this year, and Ariana Grande and Childish Gambino are headlining, and a few other people. I'm not really too crazy about Childish Gambino. I know he has some dope stuff.
I like Travis Gambino. He a different type of nigga.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm not a huge fan, but he's dope. You know, I respect him as an artist. And 2019 is about to be crazy. And I want to know, what do you have in store for 2019? What can we be looking forward to for 2019 for you? Shell.
2019, producing, working on getting these TV shows off, see what the next TV show, what the next big project is for me. I'm dropping 2 albums this year, 2 different type of albums, so I'm looking forward to that. We finalizing the first one right now. I'm out here performing on a regular basis. We gonna do some more stuff with 2K and that character ATM. I got a lot of different, like my creative juices are just really, really flowing right now. So we're doing the best we can to really create and fund the projects that we making. Yeah.
Thank you
for staying active.
Thank you
So-
for stopping by again. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last time, man.
Yeah,
so
it
I
can't,
appreciate
it
you
can't.
coming on the Fixx. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with some 2018 news of our stats for the app. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping the listeners in tune of, you know, some of the things behind the scenes. We're gonna have you know, our CTO getting on the mic, letting people know those numbers. So what we're gonna do is take a quick break. We're listening to the Fixx on Dash Talk X.
Yo.